And if we're still level at the end of that, we have sudden death penalties. Always get a winner in beach soccer. There's confirmation of our match officials. So very shortly, time for us to get underway. 79 goals we've had in the tournament so far already, 45 on day one, 34 yesterday. It's been tremendous entertainment. And what have we got on the cards here today, I wonder? Both these sides looking for their first wins. I've mentioned already the USA losing to Iran and Russia. Egypt, they lost 10-6 to Russia on the opening day and 4-1 to Iran yesterday. No shame in either of those two performances. Russia, the defending champions. Egypt finished fourth here 12 months ago, losing out in the third and fourth place playoff to Iran on penalties. Not going to get the chance to get that far this time, but they've got the chance of finishing fifth. Scuffed shot straight away coming in from Mustafa Samir, and just wide of the upright. Was there a little touch on that from the goalkeeper? Apparently not. William Morlock starting off in goal today for the USA, as he did yesterday actually against Russia. Mustafa Samir going down. Just a touch across his chest from Oscar Gill. He's got to be careful, Oscar Gill. He was booked yesterday. Another booking today would mean he would be suspended for tomorrow's action. Free kick is just fractionally inside the Egyptian half. What that means is that all the players are allowed to be goal side of the ball, but they have to fan out in what's known as a cone, basically giving the striker a clean side of goal, and they have to go between a line between the ball and the corner flags. So Mustafa Samir hasn't scored yet in the tournament so far. Booked yesterday against Iran, drives this one in and scores. What a lovely strike that was. Just 21 seconds gone, and Mustafa Samir, who scored once in this tournament 12 months ago, off the mark again now. 3 goals for him in the World Cup qualifier in the Seychelles last year. And that really was a sweet strike. Driven in low. And Mustafa Samir opens his account for the Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup 2016 after just 21 seconds. One of the quickest goals we've had in the tournament thus far. 1-0 to Egypt then, the perfect start for them. Not so for the USA. Oscar Gill over to the back post. Oh, and Leopoldo will be bitterly disappointed there. It was a beautifully worked restart from the USA. Leopoldo was there, he was picked out nicely by Gill, but he couldn't get the finishing touch when really he should have done so. It wasn't as if he could blame the sand for an awkward bounce, because the ball reached him on the volley. Pereira, 3 goals to him in the tournament so far, the captain, including that beauty yesterday against Russia. Goodness me, I've seen a lot of beach soccer over the years, but that was one of the best goals I've ever seen. Oh, just over the top. Frustration for Mohamed Abdel Nabi, who got Egypt's solitary goal against Iran yesterday. He hit the ball down, but it bounced up, ricocheted up off the sand and over the crossbar. That was a gilt-edged opportunity for Egypt, and it wasn't taken. Let us know where you're watching, by the way, and let us know who you're supporting. Let us know how you're watching. You're watching online maybe, or one of the numerous TV channels that are taking this coverage. You can get in touch with us on Twitter. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup, all one word. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup. We had tweets from all over the world yesterday, a lot of tweets from the States. A lot of fans were pretty proud of the way the players acquitted themselves against Russia yesterday. 9-3. It's a pretty harsh scoreline in all fairness, but the USA never gave up. And up against a side with a point to prove. Russia, who've not qualified for the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup finals next year in the Bahamas, finishing 5th in the UEFA tournament. Took place in Jesolo in northern Italy in September. So they've got a point to prove as defending champions. They want to show they're still among the top dogs. And boy, have they shown that so far. They've got 19 goals in their 2 matches up to this point. Anyway, it's going to be another free kick to Egypt, and it's another free kick to Mustafa Samir, a little further out this time, but again, a fairly central position. The USA will know all about this because yesterday, Aldo Balsano, from even further back than this, actually let one through his legs for, I think it was Arthur Paparotny to score. But that one was off target from Mustafa Samir, so no danger of a repeat with Morlock. Morlock in his debut season at this level for the USA, 24 years of age, 1.87 m tall. Bowls it long towards Leopoldo, but that's cut out quite comfortably by Eslam Ahmed. Gill, Leopoldo. Gill once more, nicely controlled on the volley. Oh, but he's given the ball away very casually. Mohamed Abdul Nabi across the sand to Karim Said Ali. Goes for the return ball. And, well, playing keep ball, those two. But in the end, the finish from Karim Said Ali was not a good one. Ryan Futagaki didn't play yesterday against Russia. Across the sand to Jonathan Greenfield, another player who sat out yesterday's action. Futagaki does very well indeed there. That was nicely done. Just easing his opponent off the ball and heading back to his keeper. Greenfield. Another man like Morlock, who's made his debut this year, and make that a hat-trick of players. Van Zijtveld made his first appearance yesterday for the USA. Number 11. Karim Said Ali. Mustafa Samir gets a really good shot in there. Oh, he struck that well. Just struck the stanchion, the outside of the goal. Morlock wasn't convinced it was going wide, was he? He was flying across his goal. I think he had it covered, but it was still a splendid effort. Van Zijtveld, known as VZ, goes back to his keeper. Nice skill from Morlock. Those two actually play together at Great Lakes. Oh, good shot and a good save. That was a tremendous stop. Abdelaziz Sabah starting for the first time today for Egypt in this tournament. Prior to this, Mohamed Fauzi had started the 2 earlier games, but he made a really terrific stop there from Alessandro Canale. We got a couple of goals for Russia yesterday, and then that's blazed over the top at the other end from Eslam Ahmed. Just had a tweet in from Syracuse Beach Soccer Club Warriors. Thanks for your tweet, guys. Let's finish strong, USA, they say. Well, let's see if the USA can do that. Finish the group stage strong anyway, because they've still got 2 more matches after this. Friday and Saturday, playing for the minor places. Both these sides could actually finish 5th in the tournament, which would be no mean achievement. And they could do that no matter what the result today, because they'll still be playing for those minor places. Too casual from Morlock. Thanks for your tweet from Syracuse anyway, much appreciated. Keep those tweets coming in. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup. Give us a shout, let us know where you're watching. Let us know what you think. Any questions you might have about beach soccer as well. Happy to answer those. Oh, just wide. Good effort on the volley in the end as he was falling over by Mustafa Ahmed. Man who celebrated his birthday on the first day of the tournament 2 days ago. 29 years of age. And Zijtveld. Marcus Amorim, big physical presence at the back for the USA, the number 6, 30 years of age. Leopoldo now on the right-hand side. Was looking for Canale, couldn't find him. That's good strength, good tenacity by Mustafa Samir. In the end, he's fouled by Canale. Yes, you can see quite clearly Canale pulling him back. Free kick I don't think was for that initially though. It was for a little tap on the ankle subsequent to that we just saw at the back end of that replay. Free kick then, which is just about halfway between the edge of the penalty area and the halfway line. The penalty area marked by the yellow flags on either side of the pitch. That's 9 metres from the dead ball line. Length of a beach soccer pitch, roughly 36 metres. Driven in by Mustafa Samir, and he really got some power behind that one, but it wasn't on target, thankfully, from Morlock's perspective. Pereira, don't give him an opportunity for an overhead kick. That's what the Egyptian coach will have been telling his defenders. Ahmed Abuseri, very much a talismanic player for Egypt in the absence of Mohamed Gamal. Mohamed Gamal, who was the top scorer in this tournament 12 months ago with 9 goals, but he's now gone on to a very significant 11-a-side contract in Egypt with one of the top clubs there. But I understand he has got a release clause to play in the World Cup qualifier for the African region. That takes place in Lagos in Nigeria in mid-December. 8 teams contesting 2 spots for next year's FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup finals in Nassau in the Bahamas. That's where the USA's qualifier will be. It'll take place at the back end of February. 16 teams going for 2 spots there, so that really will be cutthroat. Guess what? Mustafa Samir with a free kick. I think we've been here before, haven't we? And it's a very good save indeed by Morlock. Low to his left, it was hit with power. Seems to have been the story of the first period, that. Mustafa Samir taking a free kick from distance. He scored one already, of course, the corner. Oh, and Pereira very nearly putting it into his own net. In the end, in fact, the final touch came from Karim Said Ali, and he was frustrated not to send that one goalwards. Just bounced over the top. Gill. Down the line to Pereira. Leopoldo, who's missed perhaps the USA's best chance so far, and he almost makes up for that with a shot from a very acute angle across the face of goal. He was set up at that back post by Gill a little while ago on the volley, straight after Mustafa Samir's goal, but he couldn't take advantage of the opening that was presented to him. Pereira, for a big man, he really is real twinkle toes. Nick Pereira, wonderfully skillful. Combines all the attributes you want from a front man in beach soccer. Big physical presence, but at the same time wonderfully skillful and superbly adept, particularly those overhead kicks, as we saw yesterday with that stunning goal against Russia. You might say I'm going on about it, but well, if you haven't seen it, Google it, YouTube it, whatever. You can actually get hold of it on livestream.com, which is one of the places where coverage of this tournament is being streamed. You can see the highlights of yesterday's action there. And if you get the chance, if you haven't seen Pereira's overhead, the end of the first period of the game against Russia, just make a point of finding it, because it's well worth a watch, I can promise you. Oh, goodness me, did that flick the hand of Abuseri? It did, yes. It went past 2 players, including the goalkeeper, and there was a player behind Abuseri as well. There it flicked his hand, and he wasn't to know perhaps that Mustafa Ahmed was behind him, but the referee saw it saw the fact that the ball hit his hand, and that is a penalty. It's plain as day. Frustration for Ahmed Abuseri, but he can have no complaints about that. Oh no. So a chance for the USA to draw level. You wouldn't want anyone else to be taking this other than Nick Pereira. He's up against Abdulaziz Saba. Can Pereira draw the States on level terms? 9 metres out and goes right down the middle. Pereira scores. It's 1-1, his 4th goal of this Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup 2016. He got 2 goals here in the USA's first appearance in this tournament back in 2012. So Pereira, safe as Fort Knox from 9 metres out. And it's 1 apiece. We're all locked up. So 4th goal of the tournament for Pereira. That draws him level with Mohamed Ahmadzadeh. Van Zijtveld gets the ball back to Canale, who's hustled out Abuseri. A shot coming in from Mustafa Ahmed. There was a touch on that from a USA player, so that will be a corner. It's Pereira now level with Mohamed Ahmadzadeh of Iran on 4 goals. Header over the top when perhaps he might have done better there, Mustafa Ahmed. There wasn't a lot of pace on the cross, so that was the problem. Top scorers in the tournament so far, the Russian duo, Alexei Makarov and Boris Nikolaevich. Both of them with 5 apiece. Konarov actually got a hat-trick on day 1 when they beat Egypt 10-6, and Makarov got a hat-trick yesterday when Russia beat the USA 9-3. It's a free kick to Egypt on the halfway line. A bit awkward for the match officials at the moment because the sun is setting. Benches are on the western side of the stadium, and so the benches are basically looking into the sun, so the match official sat there. So until the sun goes down in an hour or so, it's not the easiest thing for those officials to cope with. Guess what? It's Mustafa Samir with a free kick from distance for Egypt. Might just record that and press play all the time, but well, what a strike. That's 2 free kicks from distance that he scored. Mustafa Samir, what a hit that was from the halfway line. Boy, that was still going up as it hit the back of the net, I'll swear it. Bang, just beat Morlock for power. Cause of the free kick, I think, was that the USA had delayed getting rid of the ball in their own penalty area. Got 4 seconds to do that, and if you don't, you concede that free kick. It's exactly what they did there. Mustafa Samir popped up and restores Egypt's advantage. 2 to him then, 2 to his country, and it's 2-1, Egypt leading with just over 90 seconds to go in this first period. Jan Morlock has tweeted in. Lovely to hear from you again, Jan. Thanks for your tweet. Rumble on the beach, she says, watching from St. Paul, Minnesota, I think that is. Or is it Michigan? You can tell me, Jan. And, well, there's a little bit of argy-bargy out on the sand now. Karim Said Ali going down with Oscar Gill, and Oscar Gill was absolutely convinced there that there was a flailing arm. USA have got the free kick. Gill is up on his feet. Karim Said Ali sitting down. So a free kick to the USA from just fractionally inside their own half. Means the players can be goal side of the ball. He's about 19 metres from goal here, Gill. Strikes it well, but not well enough. That was comfortably gathered by Abdulaziz Sabah. Good save from Morlock. Terrific stop. It was an acute angle the ball was driven in from by Eslam Ahmed. But Morlock, good strong hands, pushes it away for a corner. That free kick a little earlier from Gill. You might have thought it was reasonably tame, but it's good technique to keep your free kicks low, because the ball's always liable to bobble on the sand. Sometimes it can skid low, other times it can kick up. And it's an absolute nightmare for a goalkeeper in those circumstances. Just ask Aldo Balsano yesterday with the goal that he conceded against Russia. He expected the ball to bounce a little bit, and it just squatted and went through his legs. Very embarrassing for him. But that's part and parcel of being a goalkeeper, I'm afraid. You get the bouquets, but sometimes you get the brickbats too. Inside the last 20 seconds. And it's an interesting one from Mohamed Samir, trying to clear the ball. It ricocheted off Mohamed Abdel Nabi and straight to Abdulaziz Sabah in goal. And there goes the hooter. The hooter, the buzzer, the bell, the whistle. We get them all in beach soccer at the end of each period. And at the end of this first period, on day 3 of the Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup 2016, in this match between Egypt and the USA in Group B. Egypt leading thanks to 2 free kicks from Mustafa Samir. Lovely strikes, both of them, sandwiched in between them. A Nick Pereira penalty after a handball by Ahmed Abu Seri. It's Egypt who have the advantage. Egypt 2, the USA 1. Let's have a look at some highlights. And highlight straight away was Mustafa Samir's free kick after just 21 seconds, giving Egypt the advantage. One of the quickest goals we've had in the tournament so far. It's the story of the period, really. Mustafa Samir shooting from distance, and the USA trying to repel him. Here's another shot, and that was a terrific save from Morlock. Good strong left hand. Ball was swerving away from the goalkeeper. That right foot of Mustafa Samir. We'll be getting nightmares about that. The guys from the States, you can be sure. That was Leopoldo just wide of the mark, but no problem from Pereira. A penalty after a handball from Ahmed Abu Seri, and Pereira's 4th goal of the tournament. Disappointing header, that one, from Mustafa Ahmed, not hitting the target, and he wasn't picked up at the near post. And there's the goal that separates these two sides now. The free kick from Mustafa Samir. 2-1 Egypt lead. Over the ball for the USA, Greenfield and Van Zijtveld. And they get us underway with the USA in the predominantly white strip, playing from right to left in the second period of this opening match of day 3 of the Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup 2016, the 6th edition of this tournament, which began back in 2011. Egypt leading in this Group B encounter. 2 goals from Mustafa Samia, both free kicks. And Nick Pereira's penalty, a solitary strike for the men from the United States of America. Van Zijtveld on the far side, a little bit of ball juggling from him. Lofts the ball towards Kanale. Good defensive work from Mustafa Ahmed. Abu Seri, who conceded the penalty, and Eslam Ahmed trying to burst the net there, trying to hit that one too hard. Missed his kick almost completely. Another attempt at a volley where, well, discretion might have been the better part of valor there. This time it was Mustafa Ahmed who was trying to burst the net. And again, a complete missed kick. Abu Seri, good strength from him, looking for Mustafa Ahmed. They wanted the penalty, Egypt. It wasn't given after the challenge from Van Zijtveld. Changing goal for Egypt in this second period, Mohamed Fawzi, who started the first 2 games for his country, in goal. That'll be a corner for Egypt. Shot from Mustafa Ahmed, blocked by Ryan Futagaki. Oh, goodness me, what an opportunity that was. Karim Said Ali, no one picked him up at all. He was no more than 2 meters out, and he made a complete mess of that corner from Ahmed Abu Seri. Got a glancing header when it needed a firm header forward. Well, they've had a couple of really good chances, Egypt, and they haven't taken them. Will that come back to haunt them, I wonder? Still in the lead, of course. Kanale. And Zijtveld with the tackle. That'll be an Egyptian ball. Abu Seri. Distribution wasn't quite right by Fawzi. It's a key point about a goalkeeper in this sport. It's not just about saving goals, it's about creating them as well. Your distribution has to be spot on. The very top sides have got goalkeepers who can either with their feet or with their hands drop the ball over a distance of 30 meters with a great deal of accuracy. Oh yes, that's in, definitely. And it's Pereira, he's done it again. Oh yes, Nick Pereira. It bounced down off the underside of the crossbar, but from my vantage point in the commentary box, I could see quite clearly that it crossed the line. Pereira now, the joint top scorer in the tournament. What a hit that was. Doesn't score many tap-ins, does he? Yesterday a stunner against Russia, and how about that? First time strike with his right foot. What a volley off the underside of the crossbar. Nick Pereira, take a bow. His coach likes that one, and why wouldn't he? 4 minutes into the second period, and we're all locked up again. So a brace for Pereira, a brace for Mustafa Samia, and it's 2-2. Pereira now level with the Russian duo, Alexei Makarov and Boris Nikonarov of Russia, as the tournament's joint top scorer, 5 apiece. Leopoldo, good tackle from Mustafa Ahmed. Leopoldo though, good enough, brave enough, strong enough to withstand the tackle and retain possession. And unfortunately, it's a bit too casual from Morlock. He had control of the ball for over 4 seconds. He was trying to juggle with it and get it up in the air to get it down the sand. But really and truly, he should have got rid of it before then. He didn't. And so it's going to be a free kick. And guess what? Mustafa Samir, who scored 2 of these already, is going to take it once more. You're not allowed to be in control of the ball in your own penalty area for more than 4 seconds. If you are, you concede the free kick. USA did this in the first half, much to their cost, with Mustafa Samir scoring then. Has he got the opportunity to complete a hat-trick here, I wonder? Well, he has got the opportunity, but can he actually do it? That right foot of his again. Up he steps, straight at the goalkeeper. Good save from Morlock, and a good follow-up save as well. Terrific stuff from the USA goalkeeper. It was his error, of course. Oh, goodness me. Don't know what the referees were watching there. They're not watching the same game that I am, because quite clearly Morlock made a double save there. He got a decent hand on that second effort, actually. For some reason, it was given as a goal kick. Goodness me. Very peculiar, but there we are. The USA aren't complaining. So 2 players in this match now on hat-tricks. Pereira and Mustafa Samir. We've had 5 hat-tricks already in this latest edition of the Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup. 3 of them by Russian players, actually. Boris Nikonarov against Egypt, and Alexei Makarov and Arthur Paparotny yesterday against the USA. The other hat-tricks, Diogo Catarino for Brazil against the UAE in that 11-1 thrashing on day 1. And Patrick Tepper yesterday for Tahiti against the UAE, a 7-3 win for the 2015 World Cup finalists. Well, he's been a busy boy, hasn't he, Morlock, in this second period. And again called into action there. The corner conceded. Headed away by Amorim. In terms of hat-tricks, we had 6 in the inaugural tournament of 2011. Highest in any one edition is 12 in 2012. We had 10 in 2013, just 3 in 2014, and 6 last year. Oh yes, it's there. Ali Mohammed, Egypt take the lead once again. For the 3rd time they go in front. Nicely converted by the number 10. Slotted home. Scored against Russia. And now he's scored against the USA, Ali Mohammed, his 2nd goal of this tournament. Very happy with that, wasn't he? Making a point to someone in the crowd. Halfway through this second period, and Egypt hit the front once more. 3-2. Keep your tweets coming in, incidentally. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup. Oh, Canales through. Is it in? Oh, goodness me. Off the line in the end. I don't think it would have had the power to get across the line. Eslam Ahmed kicked it away. Canale with the effort. It was saved by Fawzi. It ricocheted onto Canale. Now, what's the referee given here? He's given a free kick against Canale for pushing on Ali Mohammed. And Canale wasn't happy with the decision. He's just walking away from the referee, and the referee's trying to call him back. Canale's doing his best to ignore the referee, and in fact, by ignoring him, he's getting a yellow card for dissent. That was a needless booking there for Canale. A little bit of frustration. He felt he was the victim of an elbow, I rather fancy there. He ends up with a yellow card instead, rather than a penalty, but oh so close to an equaliser. His initial shot saved by Fawzi. It bounced back off Fawzi, ricocheted really, hit Canale in the face, and ricocheted back towards goal, only for Eslam Ahmed to hook it away off the line. Canale was stunned by the fact that it hit him in the face, so he wasn't really in a position to follow up. Had he done so, it would have been a very simple goal indeed. As it is, the States still trail 3-2. Very competitive match indeed, this one, isn't it? Wherever you're watching, hope you're enjoying it. Next up, we've got Poland against the UAE. Two more sides that are winless so far. Poland, who won the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup European qualifier in Jesolo in Italy in September. It's over the top from Ali Mohammed, looking for his second goal. The UAE have had a horror tournament so far. They really have. Thrashed by Brazil on day one, 11-1, losing 7-3 to Tahiti yesterday. Foul from behind by Canale. He's got to be very careful here, Canale, and the referee just having a quiet word with him, saying, look, I can't quite see it there, but it's pretty good refereeing that actually on this near side. Referee just making the point and saying, well, look, you're sailing very close to the wind here. You've been booked already. Just watch your step. You could find yourself being suspended for tomorrow, because second bookable offence will see him sent off, and he would miss tomorrow's match as a result of that, and that's the last thing you want. It's a long old journey from the States to Dubai, a 14-hour flight, and you don't want to sit out any matches if you can possibly help it. Driven in, a good save from Morlock. Mohamed Abdel Nabi, the man who was fouled. I think that was probably going wide, but Morlock couldn't take the chance. Abu Seri, good quick feet from him, and powerful shot from Eslam Ahmed, but well over the top. Van Zijtveld. 4 minutes to go in this second period. Canale drives the ball across the face of goal, but there was no one there. Put into touch by Mustafa Ahmed. Headed clear by him. Abu Seri looked for Ali Mohammed, couldn't find him. Van Zijtveld! Great shot and a terrific save by Mohamed Fawzi. At full stretch, tipping it over the crossbar. Just his second appearance for the USA. That would have been a very nice touch for Van Zijtveld to score. Wasn't able to do so. Headed clear by Ali Mohammed. Oh, good run this by Canale. He's still going. Oh, that's got to be a handball again, surely, yes. And that's got to be a sending off, I would think. The referee's searching in his pocket for a card, and the card is a red one, I'm afraid. Yes, Ahmed Abu Seri has to go. It was good work from Canale to get round the keeper, and you'll see it quite clearly there. It hit his chest and then his arm, and he knows it, doesn't he? So the third sending off in this year's Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup, and it's Ahmed Abu Seri who gets his marching orders. A talismanic player for Egypt too. Second time a handball, and a chance for a hat-trick for Pereira. Pereira against Fawzi. He scored against Abdulaziz Sabah in the first period from the spot. What's he going to do here now? The referee insistent that players are the appropriate distance from the ball and behind the ball as well. Pereira against Fawzi. Oh, it's saved! Oh, goodness me. Good save from Fawzi, who then goes down saying he's got some sand in his face. Oh, that's a poor penalty from Pereira. His previous penalty was authoritative right down the middle. In fact, looking at that replay, it looks as though the ball actually was saved by his head. The ball kicked up at the last minute. Fauzi spread himself. I thought initially it was a hand that had saved the ball, but I think looking at that last replay, he was struck in the face, but he got something behind it anyway. Missed penalty from Pereira. Well, well, well. You put your house on him scoring. And if you did, you just lost it. Well, don't get many better opportunities than that, the USA. Incidentally, I mentioned the fact that Ahmed Abousseri was sent off. Third player to get his marching orders, and the second Egyptian player, Hassan Mohammed, was sent off yesterday. He's suspended for today. Ahmed Abousseri will be suspended for tomorrow's match. Well, that's a clumsy challenge from Mustafa Ahmed. It really was on Jason Leopoldo. It's got to be a free kick. It's clattering into Leopoldo. When a player is sent off in beach soccer, the team then goes down to 4 players on the sand for 2 minutes or until the opposition scores. So if Pereira had actually scored that penalty, Egypt would have gone back up to 5 players. As it is, they've still got to play until the USA score, or for probably another 90 seconds before they get a 5th player back on the sand. The USA going to take an opportunity here to score. Leopoldo up against Fauzi. Good save, Fauzi, pushing it round the post. All hands to the pump defensively for Egypt at the moment. A player light. Can the USA take advantage of it? No, they can't. Amorim trying to head the ball towards Gill, but off target with that effort. Good tackle by Amorim on Mustafa Samia. Pereira. Amorim. Oh, the ball's kicked away from him off the sand. That can happen. It's all a bit scrappy at the moment, isn't it? Really did knock the wind out of the sails of the USA. I rather fancy that penalty missed by Pereira. Here he is on the ball now. Drives a shot in. Oh, goodness me, it couldn't have got any closer than that without going in. Fawzi made a save, in fact, got a fingertip to it. Shaved the outside of the post as well. Leopoldo. Greenfield, the opportunity was there. The ball wouldn't sit down for him. Leopoldo. Oh, he was looking for Pereira. Just a little bit too heavy with his touch. And Egypt now back to 5 players on the sand, with Mohamed Abdel Nabi, who's on the ball now, sprinting on, trying to go past Futagaki, not able to do so. It's certainly not been match without incident, has it? Shot coming in from Oscar Gill, easily saved by Fawzi. A real wrestling match between Mohamed Abdel Nabi and Greenfield. In the end, the referee says 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and the shot comes in. It's a goal. Yes. Well, it could have been 3-3 this match. Now it is 4-2 to Egypt. Mustafa Ahmed. Got the impression he slightly scuffed that shot back across the face of goal. But he got the angle right. Greenfield couldn't get the block in. Morlock couldn't make the save. And Mustafa Ahmed, who got 3 goals in this tournament 12 months ago, now he opens his account at the 2016 edition. With 30 seconds remaining in this second period, for the first time, Egypt's lead is 2 goals. They lead by 4 goals to 2. He's a tenacious player, Mustafa Ahmed runs around as if it's going out of fashion. Seems to have a wonderful engine on him, and he's on the ball again now. Never stops running, such high energy from him, and for no other reason than that he deserved a goal. He wins the header there against Van Zijtveld. There are times when he seems to be all over the pitch. That's just over the top of the Egyptian goal, and that's the last action of the second period. It's a second period that's seen Egypt double their advantage. They were 2-1 up at the end of the first 12 minutes. Now they're 4-2 ahead. 2 goals for Mustafa Samir, and then in that second period, Ali Mohammed and then Mustafa Ahmed. For the USA, Nick Pereira scoring his second, but also missing a penalty. Egypt having Ahmed Abuseri sent off for handball. USA could have been on level terms. As it is, though, it's Egypt who lead, 4-2. Let's have a look at some highlights from the second period. That really should have been a goal for Karim Said Ali. Header from point-blank range that he didn't take advantage of, but that was a goal from Pereira. What a volley, hitting the underside of the crossbar and going in. Francis Faberhoff enjoyed it. Morlock in goal for the USA. Very busy boy and made some really good saves. That was Ali Mohammed to make it 3-2. Remember, it was 2-1 at the start of the second period. Racing clear and driving the ball home. It was a very nice finish indeed from the Egyptian captain, who had a point to make to someone in the crowd. That was a good save from Mohamed Fauzi, who took over in goal for the second period. And that was a handball, the second handball actually by Abu Seri. And he gets his marching orders, but then penalty saved by Mohamed Fauzi with his face, I think, rather than his hands in the end. And just to rub salt in the wounds for the USA, Mustafa Ahmed then popped up in the last minute of the second period to make it 4-2. That's how it stands at the moment, with 12 minutes of normal time remaining.
Thank you very much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your beautiful officer. All right, here we go. Once again, everybody, we'd like to bring you and UAE flag day.
Egypt getting us underway then in the third and final period of this opening match on day 3 of the Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup. Egypt in the predominantly red shirts and predominantly black shorts, playing from left to right on your screens, and they lead by 4-2. 2 goals to Mustafa Samir, both free kicks. Ali Mohammed and Mustafa Ahmed, their goal scorers. A brace for Nick Pereira for the States, but he's also missed a penalty. Keep your tweets coming in, incidentally. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup. Great Lakes Beach Soccer Club have tweeted in. Thanks for your tweet, guys. Let's go USA, you say. Pick it up. Let's go. Let's get this win. And that was just wide of the target from Ala Sobi, making his first appearance of the tournament, the number 3. Didn't feature against Russia and Iran. pressed into service now in this third and final period, with Ahmed Abuseri having been sent off. A little bit of WWE there from Karim Said Ali, and as a result, the USA get a free kick. Oscar Gill will have it. It's a couple of metres outside the USA's penalty area, so it's about 25 metres from Abdulaziz Saba's goal. He's back in goal in this third and final period for Egypt, having kept in period number 1 as well, and polices that one wide of the mark. USA have made a change in goal as well, with Aldo Balsano getting the opportunity in this third and final period after William Morlock kept in periods 1 and 2. Alasobi as well to pull the ball back, and in the end Balsano comes out and claims it. Pereira still on the hunt for his hat-trick. Next up, it's Poland against the UAE. Seen some Poland fans who've made their way in here already. And then, boy, have we got a couple of blockbusters to end the day. Tahiti against Brazil. That's one to look forward to. As is Iran against Russia. Very spectacular fall, that one, from Mohamed Abdul Nabi. Doesn't result in any free kick or penalty. Leopoldo, good tackle from Mohamed Abdul Nabi. Towards the near post, Pereira was there, but he couldn't get the finish that he wanted. Eslam Ahmed chips the ball forward. Leopoldo heads it clear. Greenfield. Well, here's an opportunity for Futagaki, but the ball wouldn't quite come for him. He was racing forward. Saba goes short. Eslam Ahmed. His effort is blocked by Futagaki. Pereira, where's his support? Well, we almost didn't need it. That was a blazing effort, wonderful effort that really was, but just over the top. Bowled forward, Van Zijtveld. Good block, that's a very good block indeed by Karim Said Ali. Balsano, his shot's way off target there. Keep your tweets coming in. Hashtag Samsung Intercontinental Cup. Nice skills from Balsano, but unfortunately his pass is a very, very poor one. Just emphasises that point I was making a little bit earlier about distribution. Over the top from Ali Mohammed, and I think he feels he probably should have done better there. Canali penalised. He's laughing his head off there. Can't believe the decision's gone against him. I mentioned already, though, he's got to be very careful, Canali. He's sailing very close to the wind here. Another show of dissent from him. So Mustafa Ahmed will have the free kick from just about the edge of his penalty area, drives it in with his left foot, goes for the low bobbler. Balsano doesn't wait on his line for the ball to sneak between his legs this time. Drives the shot in, and guess who's there to block it? Mustafa Ahmed. Real forest of players, and in the end Fawzi, in fact Saba rather, comes out and punches the ball away. But Canali was penalised and he's going off for a sit down. That's probably just as well. If he stayed on the pitch, I think there's every chance of him being sent off. I think he feels the whole world's against him. Just over halfway through this third and final period. Pereira penalised for that high challenge. No goals so far in this third and final period. Lovely afternoon here at the Dubai International Marine Club. Light breeze blowing, the sun setting, and some beach soccer. What could be better? Good clearance from Greenfield. It needed to be as well. There's an Egyptian player lurking behind him. Good turn from Karim Saeed Ali, and good tackle as well from Oscar Gill. In fact, the last touch was from the Egyptian number 15. Pereira looking for the overhead and produces it. The back post, Futagaki couldn't quite get on the end of it. Oh, that's off the outside of the post from Karim Saeed Ali. Futagaki on the volley. It's almost gone out for a throw in that one. That's how wide it was. Time starting to run out for the USA here. And Zeitfeld finds Greenfield. Pereira. And Zeitfeld does well against Mustafa Ahmed. Mustafa Ahmed is back though, snapping at his heels. Good shot from an acute angle by Leopoldo. Well saved by Saba. Pereira plays on, but the referee had a little bit of a think about it and then in the end decided that he was a little bit too physical with Mustafa Samia there. So that's going to be a free kick to Egypt. About 3 meters out. Pereira making the point, look, I'm captain, can I have a chat with you, ref? I don't think that was a very good decision. Ref says, thanks very much for your input, Nick. Still a free kick. So because the free kick is inside the USA half, all the players have to be behind the ball, except that is, of course, Aldo Balsano. So Mustafa Samir, he's on a hat-trick. He's had umpteen free kick opportunities today. Drives this in, and for once he's wide of the target. Usually he's made the keeper make a save, but not on that occasion. Canali. A bit too strong in that pass, Mustafa Samir. 3.5 minutes to go. Next up, it's Poland against the UAE, and then 2 blockbusters to finish the day. Tahiti against Brazil and Iran against Russia. Forward by Amorim towards Pereira, who's looking for the overhead. Yes! He's got a hat-trick, Pereira. Oh, wonderful stuff. He's out on his own now as top scorer in this tournament, and the USA have hope. Pereira missed a penalty a bit earlier, but he very rarely misses an overhead. Stunning off the inside of the post. That was brilliant. No chance at all for Saba. Every goal Pereira seems to score is a collector's item. It really is. One for the scrapbook. The USA are still in there fighting. So Pereira 6 goals now, ahead of Nikonarov, ahead of Makarov. The Russian duo have got 5 apiece. Good save from Balsano from the restart. This match right back on a knife edge with just under 3 minutes to go. Tipped over the top by Balsano. Meanwhile, Canali is down, clutching his back after a challenge from Mustafa Samir. Two and a half minutes to go. Balsano flaps at it, gets enough on it to get it out of danger. It's over the top from Oscar Gill. Time certainly not the friend of the USA here. Good work from Futagaki with the interception. Mustafa Ahmed's casual pass is intercepted. Greenfield. But guess who was there? Mustafa Ahmed. All over the sand, he really is. Now it's Mohamed Abdel Nabi, but he can't make that opportunity count. Amorim. Gill forward, just beyond Canali. Frustration for him. Missed kick from Eslam Ahmed. Canali feels he was fouled. Mustafa Ahmed felt he was fouled as well, and he's staying down. Canali again, he needs to be very careful. The referee, I can promise him, isn't deaf. He was right in the referee's ear there, screaming at him. No wonder Mustafa Ahmed looks a little bit bedraggled. I think he's covered every grain of sand on this pitch today. The number 8. It's over the top from Eslam Ahmed. Into the last minute. 50 seconds to go. Can the USA take this to extra time? Pereira, the overhead from him, comes to Leopoldo, and a save at the near post from Mohamed Fawzi. All hands to the pump defensively for Egypt. They can break now though. Breaking clear is Mohamed Abdel Nabi, whose shot is beaten away by Balsano. A shot again, he scored! That'll be it, that's the game. 25 seconds remaining, and Mohamed Abdel Nabi gets the goal that surely gives Egypt their first victory in this 2016 Samsung Beach Soccer Intercontinental Cup. He beats Balsano at the near post. Balsano was expecting the cross, you can see there, but Nabi had no intention of crossing. He had an eye for goal. That was the initial save from Balsano a little earlier. And then the cross was expected by everyone except Mohamed Abdel Nabi, who was very happy to go for goal, and go for goal very effectively indeed. 5-3, 87 goals we've had now in this 2016 edition. Brave effort from the USA. They'll rue the fact that at 3-2 down they missed a penalty, and even though Nick Pereira's got a hat-trick, it's going to be all in vain. Canale, frustrating day for him. And there's the win for Egypt, their first success in 2016 here at the Dubai International Marine Club. Yes, they can't make it into the semi-finals, but still they'll go into the battle for 5th place with their heads held high and a real smile on their faces. As for the USA, oh dear, another defeat for them. That's 11 in a row now in this tournament over the course of 3 editions. A hat-trick for Nick Pereira, but it wasn't enough. There were 2 goals from Mohamed Samir. Ali Mohamed, Mustafa Ahmed, who was my man of the match, and Mohamed Abdel Nabi, the scorers for Egypt. They're victorious in this Group B encounter, and they've won by 5-3. Let's have a look at some highlights of the action. And there were plenty of highlights. I can promise you, after just 21 seconds, Mustafa Samir gave Egypt the lead with this free kick. Scored a couple of free kicks in the first period, both of them absolute blockbusters. Sandwiched in between those 2 free kick goals was a penalty by Nick Pereira, and that was Pereira's second at the start of period number 2, in off the underside of the crossbar for 2-2. It was 3-2 then a couple of minutes later when Ali Mohamed popped up, and 4-2 when Mustafa Ahmed got the goal that he deserved. Just prior to that, Nick Pereira's missed penalty, saved by Mohamed Fawzi. Here's Mustafa Ahmed's goal for 4-2. There were plenty of chances at either end. The ever-present Mustafa Ahmed, defensively superb. Wonderful overhead from Pereira, pulling it back with 3 minutes to go. The USA thought they were in with a chance, but their hopes were snuffed out in the last minute by Mohamed Abdel Nabi popping up to score Egypt's clincher. Joy on the bench for Ahmed El Razak. Joy on the pitch for Egypt. They're victorious. They win by 5-3, not 5-2, as you see on that graphic. So a victory for Egypt, and we'll be back with the second match of the day. That's Poland against the UAE shortly.